Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 569 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. It's been a wonderfully crazy weekend. Oh my God. I am actually kind of exhausted, and you can hear it in my voice. Been through, a panel, but also many hours of live discussion and a chat on Dave the Film Junkies and Real Anarchy. Thank you so much for having me. Dave, thank you so much for letting me co-host. Yeah, it got really crazy today though, because category one hurricane. I had a hurricane coming straight toward us. Thankfully, it veered off, right? Thankfully, it kind of just went more north and missed us completely. But I spent a lot of time preparing outside, so I felt I had a lot to doing, catching up with all the things that are happening at Justice Con and Crisis on Infinite streams, and so I still got to catch up with other people's streams as well. But first of all, I want to again thank you to the new members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Here we go. Thank you so much to Danny Gray and Derek Schultz. Thank you so much for joining the members, my membership program. And yeah, feel free to use any of those custom emojis or, those custom stickers and stuff. But thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love you guys. Thank you once again to Ray Ray's Collection, Brandon Hall, William Powell, Enter Entertainment, George, Arif Hussein, David Sherrington, Sickness, and Krypton Caged. Thank you so much, guys and girls, for being part of my member program. So thank you. And now let's get on to JusticeCon. And before we do that, of course, I also want to thank you to the Nerd Queens and WonderMeg. Thank you so much for putting this together. I know it took a lot of work, it took a lot of effort, and just, I mean, even if I'm exhausted going through two panels, I can't even imagine what you guys are feeling right now through two, like, what is it, 8-hour days of just panel from panel to panel. And you even came on Dave the Film Junkie stream as well. You even did a Twitch movie night as well, and it was just an amazing thing. It's a great way to celebrate. I know you guys did so much work, and hey, ignore the haters. If they're haters, I ignore them right now. They if they want to do something that is like this, they can go ahead and feel free to do it. But yeah, thank you so much for handling that. Thank you so much for getting all these guests together. And thank you to Zach and Debbie and Ray Porter, Ray Fisher, Jay Oliva, everybody who came together and decided to bring this to the fans. To the fans. It's a celebration for after we got our Justice League. This is amazing. Thank you to Nicotina for doing the Crisis on Infinite streams and having all these different YouTubers come together doing a pre-show and post-show. This was an amazing time, and I think everybody should have, and I think most of it, almost entirely everybody, has celebrated the Justice Con and Crisis on Infinite stream. So I hope we get to do it next year, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. This was a special one because of the whole COVID pandemic situation, and it's just Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg arranging it all for us so that they can bring the experience of being at a con to us, but a con that's specifically tailored to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And Snyder knew this. That's why a lot of the questions were predetermined, pre-chosen. They knew what the Nerd Queens and Meg were going to ask. They knew ahead of time. They were approved ahead of time. So this is such a monumental, something that is so structured and scheduled. I love it. I love it. If there is ever a time again, if you need me on a panel again, I do it in a heartbeat. I'm putting my heart out. I do it in a heartbeat. So thank you so much to Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg for providing this con event for all of us fans. So But I want to give you some of the highlights where I thought, and by the way, these are just the highlights. And oh, by the way, I wanted to show you this. I just totally forgot about this. But yeah, there is this cool Nemo made this. One of the finalists, he made this for Justice Con. Let me just, sorry, Nerd Queens of Meg. But yeah, this is it's a rendition of that symbol, but a much more like it, like, oh, it's like an oil painting like that. So it's a big poster, and I think you'll probably be able to purchase it. This is fantastic. I love it. It looks amazing. Justice Con, it's really awesome. So great for charity as well. And I'm sure everybody would appreciate this on the wall. I know I would. So, but once again, yeah, I want to go into some of the highlights for Justice Con. Now, like I mentioned, Justice Con is available now. It's already streamed, but it's already on YouTube. It's on the Justice Con channel, and the link is still in my description below. So please go and check it out. All the content is all documented, is all saved. Nothing was cut. Every single panel is available for you to watch right now. So, but I want to pull out some things that are in relation to some of the things that really stood out to me. Every one of those stood out. I love them all. Okay, don't get me wrong. I love all the little bits from even like Clay Enels not knowing that Alex Ross is alive. Yeah, Fabian Wagner talking about shooting Justice League, the history lesson and things like that. Jay Oliva being just really nerdy, just like us, being a real fanboy in front of Zack Snyder, and all the things he mentioned about A Dark Knight Returns and everything like that. Awesome stuff. Just amazing stuff, right? Stuff that background stuff that you probably wouldn't hear, or you'd have to go and search for on some a DVD or behind the scene things. So it's all provided for us. So that's why I'm very thankful for this. But I want to point out a few things that that stood out for me that I want to pull out. It kind of shows you a little bit of what's to come, if you will. So the first one's first is Ray Porter played Uxas, Uxas, and Darkseid as two different characters. So he didn't want to give it away. He didn't want to mention, and I urge you to go check out Ray Porter's panel. There's a lot of great nuggets in there, including what he thinks about Batman or Superman, Darkseid versus Thanos. He's fanboying over Wonder Woman, stuff like that. But the one thing that he kind of just slightly hinted is that there is an evolving character between Uxas and Darkseid, and we know that as comic fans. But he also mentions that he plays them differently. He plays them as two different characters, and I'm very curious to see that sense of evolution. Meaning, we would have to really be able to capture his personality, his character during the history lesson as Uxas, and then we'll also. Do we actually have enough time to actually understand and see the character of Darkseid, right? Because from what we know, it was just a tease, but maybe not. Maybe there are actual big scenes, conversational scenes, dialogue scenes, or sense to know that this is a different character. This is him evolving from what he was before in the history lesson. So that part excites me, because that just tells me there's a lot more Uxas and Darkseid scenes within Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Darkseid. Let that sink in. Darkseid scenes in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, let that sink in. So, and maybe even substantial. Who knows, right? So, I thought that was really, really interesting. The next one was Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher had, I love this panel, especially when he talks about, he goes into deep into, Shakespeare, and how Zack Snyder, of course, drops in. That was a really big highlight. He just kind of goes, a zoom bombs the panel, and then Ray gets to ask him, or talk to him rather, and why Zack chose him and things like that. Really cute stuff, really awesome stuff. And just to hear Ray Fisher is such a like, his voice, this is just so calming, but also comes with a level of confidence, commitment, and really, really heart. He was the heart of Justice League that we'll finally get to see in 2021. But he also seems to be almost like the heart of Hollywood right now, right? Because he says he's going to get to the heart of the Joss Whedon situation. This blew up. I mean, this blew up to, let me see if I can get it here. Variety picked it up, and a whole bunch of news outlets picked it up. Something that Justice Con was able to do, actually get a lot of attention from the major outlets, Hollywood Reporter, the Variety, and so on and so forth. So it's really, really cool. So, Ray Fisher did say if Joss Whedon, he can sue him for slander, if any of those abuse allegations are untrue. He comes with a level of confidence. He even mentions that Joss Whedon's probably scared, and he should be. He's gonna. He kind of, in a way, criticizes John Berg's comments for that whole Frosty reveal on the same day about the Booyah thing. And so, but you can tell. Like, he says, he's not going to back down. He's going to go for it. It's definitely it's in the process. There's something big going to happen. I'm really intrigued by that. I wonder what it is, and I'm all for it. I stand with Ray Fisher 150%. So I stand with Ray Fisher. The things he's talking about now, it's making Hollywood fully aware of some of these things going on. I mean, even Peter Shinkora, who played Nobu today, went on Zoom to talk about how Jeff Loeb wrote out or took out origin scenes because of this Chinese Asian kind of bias towards Chinese Asian people, and that is sickening, and that's sad to hear that, right? And then also, other people on the Buffy set, Spike, the guy who played Spike, I forgot his name, is this James Marsters. I see, same thing. They're all coming out now. Ray Fisher seems to be the heart of it. He's shining a beacon to showing to all these people. Says, it's time to speak up. Time to speak up about these people that these studios really championing, like Joss Whedon. That there's something wrong with this. Where there's something wrong in the studio culture, and something needs to change. Something definitely needs to change, and one of them could be, just getting Joss Whedon out of here. Something, but I don't know how the extent of that abuse goes, and I think we'll find out a lot more. Ray Fisher mentions a lot of the other cast members called him up to say if they can back him up, and he says no. He said he'll take one, pretty much take one for the team. He said he has nothing to lose, and he's gonna go all the way. So that is commendable, highly commendable. Like I said, I stand with Ray Fisher, and I think we all do as well. So, but intrigued to know more how big this is going to get, how deep it's going to get, and how vast these issues are in Hollywood, right? So, and I'm sure they are. So, but let's get back to the movie a little bit, right? So there's some goodies from Zack Snyder's panel. I know there's a lot. I could have thrown in a ton of topics on this, but then I figured, you know what? Everything in Zack Snyder's panel is like a goodie to me. So, and I'm gonna highlight Walter Uber Kryptonian. I noticed well documented this panel, so I'm gonna borrow this. Thanks, Walt, in advance. But yeah, there are some nuggets in here that really interesting. Like he even said, even down to like his Steppenwolf is a spicy fucker. So it's so we already know we're gonna get OG Steppenwolf, but he pretty much just lays it down 100%. His Steppenwolf is gonna be a spiky fuck. He's gonna be like pulling off arms and doing things in a way that is truly scary, and we should look out for that, right? He also mentions that Zack Snyder's Justice League is titled that for legal reasons. Says it's also the correct way of looking at the movie, but it's not. I guess it's not totally official until maybe at JusticeCon. That's why we're hearing rumors of different people said that that may not be the title yet. They're probably still working on finalizing that. But Zack Snyder's Justice League would be the proper title for this, right? And yeah, that panel reached over 17,000 viewers. Amazing, huge event. Probably one of the biggest things coming out at live. 17 live. I don't know how much is it now, but 17,000 viewers live. Okay, so that's way bigger than any San Diego Comic-Con panel, and so that's really big. Zack Snyder is truly something. Zack Snyder, and this is what this is about. Zack Snyder decided to teach us a little bit about aspect ratio, about how his aspect ratio is going to be different from, what from your usual aspect ratio and so on and so forth. But what he's basically trying to say that he's going to be capturing a lot more. So like this is your usual anamorphic. I don't have the picture, but there's a picture where he shows the line is including the bat symbol and the bat symbol on Batfleck as well. So it will be a lot much larger. But because we're exposing the up and bottom, the picture has to pull back, and so you'll probably see bars on the left and right. Very little gradual bars, but you'll have to see that. But essentially, what like I said before, we're getting the uncompromised version of his Zack Snyder, but also uncompromised view of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the view that he shot with. You can see that. So he figures he'd want us to see the entire thing, right? So that is a wonderful thing. What a great guy. I can't even imagine I don't know if any other director would be like, well, yeah, you'll get this director's cut, but it'll still be the anamorphic. But he's like, no, I'm going to take an effort to go back to how I shot it originally, get that, bring it over, and so you can see the top and bottom like much more, almost IMAX-ish view of the movie, and that blows my mind. This is so much. So yeah, and Zach curses a lot, and he was Cuss Snyder came out for the Zach's panel, and from what people who talk to him personally, when he's swearing, that means he's very comfortable with you. He's very comfortable talking about it. So he's definitely was comfortable. Maybe it even wasn't even drinking at that moment, but that's awesome. That's awesome to see him. It's kind of like him sitting around with us, right? He's like in a room, kind of like SnyderCon. He's in a room just sitting down with us and talking story. So it's really cool. But he also did something especially really awesome that I think everybody should love. The idea is that every single person is a producer for this movie. He's coming out with a new Justice League t-shirt for fans. That's the front part, A for autumn, and probably the leaves as well. The year 2016 to 2021 Justice League with the heart, probably, Cyborg. And this is interesting. I'll talk about this in a minute, but associate producer. There's going to be 1,000 free shirts at DC FanDome, and then you can write your own name on the back. You can be a self-proclaimed associate producer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So after you get, the 1,000 is out, the free 1,000 is for DC FanDome. Then after that, you can go ahead and purchase this at Ink to the People. Of course, all proceeds goes to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, but you can go ahead and write your own name. There's going to be a tutorial on how to write your name, what pen to use, and to write legibly and whatever. So it's so cool, right? It takes me back like when I did that whole certificate thing, and because people are wanting credit or whatever, or arguing about credit, so I figure I make certificates for people, but I should have thought of this. This is a much smarter move. Here's your shirt. You write your name on it. I should have done that. I should have just threw out a template. But this is 1,000, a million times better than any certificate that anybody could have done. This is coming from Zack Snyder himself. He wants to commend you. He wants to credit you for helping release the Snyder Cut. So if anybody has any issue about, a credit or anything like that now, there it is. There it is. Go and get it. It's time. I'm going to get it. In fact, I mean, he's putting it out there. We're all associate producers. So might as well change your LinkedIn. Yeah, you're associate producer of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Each and every one of you, every single person who've ever tweeted even at least once is an associate producer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is our celebration. He's giving it to us. So it's great. It's awesome. Love the man. He's so awesome. What other director does this? Oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, go ahead and go on your Twitter right now and change it. Go or not change it, add to it. Associate producer of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Just do it. Just do it. So it's cool. He's saying, this is my gift to you as a thank you for all the things that we've accomplished together. So yeah, associate producer is such a wonderful man, incredible. So that was the shirt, and of course, oh, here, yeah. So they'll be available for 1,000 during DC FanDome. Yeah, posting a tutorial how to write your name in a cool fashion on the shirt. I don't know. I'm gonna mess that up so bad. Then he revealed the black suit Superman. And this is the clip. It was a post edit on the deleted scene that was handed out by the studio, which he never really approved of. So he put it out there. It's got the black suit. It's got the charcoal gray cape. Looks amazing. The S really shows out with the black inside. And I did a reaction to this on my other video. It's like only a little over 4 minutes. So go and check that out if you want to give me the full breakdown of this video. But he did the black suit Superman as well. It's really awesome. He talked about when asked if he's going to use the Joss Whedon scenes, like when who brought it? Scooby Pants. El Mayimbe, Humberto Gonzalez, in his article says that Zack Snyder may be potentially using Joss Whedon scenes, according to his Warner Brother sources, which have no power. Zack had to squash that, right? He said, "I would set my film on fire before I use a frame that I did not photograph. I literally would blow that fucking thing up." You didn't put the swear word, but he like swore and during that. So it's really cool. So yeah, definitely I'm with you on that. And it's amazing that he really just went out right there, just flat out destroyed it. And like Justin from Inside said, like Howard Rourke style would blow that thing up. So it's really amazing, just amazing stuff. So and other things was little nuggets was like Zack Snyder hasn't shown Ray Fisher the Snyder Cut yet because he wants him to see it with the CGI completely done. So that also confirms that it wasn't even back then it wasn't done. There still need things to do, and he wasn't comfortable seeing. I think he mentioned in the video that he didn't want Ray Fisher to see himself still in the pajama stuff. So there was still a lot of work to be done during that time. It wasn't completely done. Jason Momoa saw the black and white version of Snyder Cut, which Zack Snyder was thinking about leaking it at a San Diego Comic-Con, but decided not to. But in the case the HBO Max will be in color. Although Grace Randolph said in her video that there will also be a black and white version released officially too. So that'd be kind of cool. He was not fired. There will be more footage of Zack Snyder's Justice League at DC FanDome. So what to expect at Zack Snyder's Justice League DC FanDome panel? New footage and teaser. T-shirts, 1,000 t-shirts of those associate producers. It's gonna be determined whether it's gonna revealed whether it's gonna be a series or a film or both, or maybe all of them. And official name will be revealed, which I I'm pretty sure they can get Zack Snyder's Justice League and Justice Gone. So that's going to be an amazing time, DC fandom. So I'm really looking forward to that. But there are more stuff out of DC fandom that is coming, and I'll get to that in a minute. But look how crazy it was, right? Like the Hollywood Reporter captured it, the Variety captured it. It got a lot of views, a lot of traction, a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement, and it really broke the internet. Like this wasn't even an official con. I mean, it was a con by fans for the fans, and Zack Snyder was a part of it. So amazing achievement, amazing achievement. So, but I want to talk about some goodies here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Oh, there's no. Okay, I don't have a view for that. But Deborah Snyder had a panel with the Amazons as well, and a lot of cool things in there. Like a lot of you definitely check out every single panel. But in terms of exposition on what we may expect, she said that Diana visits Lois in Justice League, and that's one of the things that was cool because Lois was grieving after Superman's death, so Diana goes and visits her. Now we know Martha visits her, and turns into Martian Manhunter and so on and so forth. And Harry Lennox, Swan Wake. But Diana visiting Lois, that is interesting. That's pretty. I would love to see that moment, and I know Eric Blake would love as well. But like it's a moment that is almost hinted to in Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman, Lois looks up at Diana and she turns away, right? She looks into the sky, probably thinking about Steve Trevor. And among by Superman's body. But it's kind of interesting to see a scene where Diana would reach out to see how Lois is doing. In a way, it kind of does remind you, and maybe this is where they got it from, was in that animated Death of Superman movie, the newer one, right? Where Diana was talking to Lois and stuff like that. So I think that would be a really cool scene. Something those little interactions. I mean, we're always talking about fight scene, and or this scene happens, Steppenwolf and stuff. But like these little moments, right, between those things could really capture the drama, the soulful drama, the heartfelt drama of this tale. And Diana, you actually see Diana talking to Lois Lane, something you don't even see in a theatrical cut, completely cut out, would have meant a lot. Would have made a lot to this tale as well. Would have added a little bit more, just more to the tale. And so I'm really thankful we'll be able to get to see that. Now, because of DC fandom, Deborah Snyder taught Amazons, and they brought up things about directors and stuff like that. And so she brought up like how she created a team of DCE directors, and she mentions like Patty Jenkins, and having people with their own singular visions and stuff like that. And then she was about to say another name, and then she stopped, right, and said that there's something coming. I can't tell you what, with another director. Now, she didn't say DC director, but the context of the whole, if you go back to the stream, the context is like 55 minutes. The context of that line was that it was all about DCU directors and what DCEU is right now, where they are promoting directors' visions like Kathy Yan, Todd Phillips and stuff like that. So, in the future, James Gunn and all these other people. So they're talking about that, and she just almost said that director's name. But I'm interested what that is. What is that new project, or is it the Ayer cut? Are they talking about David Ayer? But then I'm like, well, yes, he's the director, but they don't have to work on it too much. But I feel like maybe that is a given. But like, is there another project down the line? Is there another? Who could it be if it's not Patty Jenkins? Who were they working with? They were working with Rick Famuyiwa. There's so many questions about that, and so I'm really curious when we're going to find that out. And like I said, it may be DC fandoms, but before I get into that though, Sean O'Connor finally revealed what that word is, that surprise word that blew his mind when Zack Snyder told him for his book. And that word is Elseworlds. Now, it might be too a surprise for if you've been listening to my channel and listening to my other brethren, my colleagues like Dave and Steven and John Aaron Garza, but they talk about the term multiverse, right? Multiverse, meaning that every universe is canon in its own right, in its own universe. Elseworlds no different. So if Zack Snyder referred to his movie as Elseworlds Justice League, yeah, it's the Snyderverse. It's his own verse, meaning that it has no connection. No, in the comic world, maybe you need to hear him say Elseworlds. So I guess this blew Sean O'Connell's mind, but to me, it just solidifies the fact that they're letting him get to do what he needs to do, and they're not restricting Zack Snyder from getting to do what he needs to do. They may borrow elements like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, because she plays Wonder Woman. They might borrow elements like Henry Cavill's Superman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Ezra Miller's Flash. They can borrow those elements, but they're not telling him how to make those characters, how to continue those character arcs, how to tell his story. And that's the main deal when I hear that that solidifies Elseworlds Justice League, right? But there's more, right? Zack Snyder announcing that there's more at DC FanDome. So this is actually a plug for Grace Randolph, right? She had that interview with Zack Snyder, amazing. And then she also had a video. She reacted to the Black Suit Superman, right? And she mentioned something in there that is really intriguing. When she said, a dead man says, "Hi, Grace, just saw your last video about Black Suit Superman. I love it. But could you explain what this means when you said after plans, or at least give us some hint? Thanks, Grace. Going to be unveiled on HBO Max and some of the plans for after that." So, she replies and says, "I know how they plan to release the Snyder Cut on HBO Max and more. Winky, wink. But it's really for Zack to announce, likely at DC FanDome." So what she's trying to say, that there's probably a lot more than just the Snyder Cut being announced at DC FanDome. As we know, that panel is a Zack Snyder panel, not necessarily Zack Snyder's Justice League. So there's a hint there that there could be something more to that. Possibly the Snyderverse. Are we going to hear about what else is in store after the Snyder Cut? The hint is, when all is said and done, everyone will get to see the Snyder Cut as they like. It will be a celebration. Wink. It's a brilliant release strategy, both from business and a fan perspective. You're all going to love it. Zack should reveal more details at DC FanDome. So this is great. This is awesome. And I can't wait. DC FanDome, less than a month away. It's going to be a truly, truly exciting for all of us, right? We're going to get a new trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're going to get to hear more details. Maybe the cast is going to be there. Ray Fisher was kind of really coyly hinting that he may be there. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe the other director that they've got propped up for some project, don't know. And also maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll get to hear Justice League Part 2. I don't know, Part 3. It's really exciting. And Grace did say, she's seen the trailer. And it's awesome. And it's gonna need some rendering, but we'll get to see that. So it's gonna be great. So I'm really excited to see what's in store for DC FanDome, and we should all be just really excited for DC FanDome. All right. So last thing I want to plug. Pluggy. I don't even have a drink. It's about Release the Schumacher, right? Release the Schumacher. Yes, we're also asking for AT&T HBO Max. COVID-19. No one's shooting anything. You might as well go into the vault, grab stuff out, plug a little money into it, edit it, whatever. Put the content on HBO Max for people to subscribe to it. Monday, July 27th, which is probably today for a lot of you international brothers and sisters out there, and before America's tomorrow, we tweet, Release the Schumacher Cut and tag at HBO Max, AT&T, Warner Media, Jason Keelar to show our love and want for more Batman Forever. The Red Book edition with 40 plus minutes of unseen footage in a different context, more Batman, more Riddler, more Two-Face, more Robin, a darker, serious, darker tone story, even psychological in a little bit in terms of much more exposition of Batman's character. I'm all for it. I want to see the real deal. Well, let's do it. Release the Schumacher cut Monday. That's there. So please participate if you can. But other than that, I hope we all enjoyed Justice Con. I hope we all enjoyed Justice Con. I hope we all enjoyed Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinite Streams. Sorry. And I hope I recover my voice. And I hope I will have time to put back everything that needs to be put back after this hurricane. But I am so thankful for this weekend, despite the hurricane. For me, I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was a great. It was a fun. It was really heartfelt and just geeking out, right, with fellow colleagues and about the panels, getting to see the cast and the crew, especially Zack Snyder, and it was just so good. Just so good. I would reckon it was great to go to SnyderCon and stuff, but this just a little bit, that little bit of extra, on that. Of course, if there ever a SnyderCon 2.0, I can't wait to go. I am on that plane. Once it's safe, of course, to go there. But because not, we had to get this Justice Con, and it was done in a way that that really rocked the world. Like rock the world, rock the industry too, and that is quite something that Nerd Queens and Meg have done that I can't even fathom. I mean, I'm just like blown away that this happened this weekend, but I'm so grateful, so proud of you girls, and so proud for the movement that really the people that came together and celebrated and showed love and had fun and got excited for the future. So thank you to you all. So that's it. That's it for this one. And for my kind of little recap, but please go and watch Dave the Film Junkie stream, watch Nicotina stream, watch Fado J, everyone, Real Anarchy, everyone. Just go and watch your streams as the coverages, their thoughts, the reactions, and everything. They talking a lot more. And also, please watch the panels if you haven't already. Some great stuff, great content for this coming week. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you next time.